Access Radio. WIS, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
That'll be everywhere, like.
Brother's shop is upstairs, but we down here by the house, man. We leave that up to Vito.
They gon' wonder how we still here, still on top. We used to build here, top 5, punching the clock. Running the field here, feels good coming around. After they hated, but now we run the town till we stuck in a wheelchair. We all share visions of hope. I tell stories with dreams. We get the mixing like we giving you dope. And now we in position weekly. All access, X-Tremitiez, ENT playing on our axis. Politics, top 40, building community from the X. Applying that pressure, promoting unity. Royalty, education, love and support. Dope music, enough to feed souls, food for thought. This type of loyalty cannot be brought from a city where being real just cannot be taught. Listen in and you just might learn with Mr. You already know. Welcome to the return.
Yeah, can you call you? Let me call you. Can I call you a little later? All right.
What's going on, everybody out there? What's going on?
My bad. You already know. I was on the phone. I didn't even know. But you already know. DAVON Franklin.
Jose Rivera. What's going on?
It's
What
the
you got?
X-Tremitiez. ENT Talk Show on our Access Radio, going live worldwide, around the world on your Boss Cast. You can catch us on the YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, IG. Just follow us and you will see we got featured artists, a whole new website. Oh man, it's special. Everything looks beautiful on the website, DAVON. You know, they got our flicks up there with our very first artist that we interviewed at the station. Shout out to you already know Mikey, how he do. And shout out to everybody in the world. How you doing, DAVON?
Maintaining, man, but I'm gonna give that plug to Mike, man. I've been listening, I've been checking out that video Shadows for a little minute. I'm fucking with that record hard body right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm fucking with that record hard body. I was trying to find it on Spotify and shit, but you know what I'm saying? Well, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like that record, man. That shit grew on me like a motherfucker, man. But how you do, man?
You know, just trying to get this reacquainted to a different type of work. As I was speaking with Ara earlier, you know, it's really starting to get to me, man. Because it deals with substance use. But now it's like, you know, I come from 25 years of working in mental health. Right. You know what I mean, that's serving our community in the 5 boroughs. Although, you know, if you have a Bronx address, but you living in Staten Island, I got to go see you. If you in Rikers Island, I got to go see you on the shelter, Ward's Island, or something like that, right? So I went everywhere. But here, up here is a whole different animal. Up here, it's substance use, right? But it's up here in the sticks, first and foremost. So everybody knows each other, right? And the work is doubled. And it's more strict, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, if you put it like this, lunch is half hour. Where in the city you get an hour and a half. You feel me?
Yeah.
But up here, it's all about building because it is pandemic. You know, it's forced people to just rethink the way businesses are conducted. So if you're doing computer work and you're not doing in person, then that means you have more time. In actuality, you don't. And what they're doing is they're throwing more workload on people, burning them out to the point where they're stressed. And man, I'm going on my 2.5 month, and it's like, yo, it's crazy because of the stories that you listen to while people do substances. Feel me? And up here, it's different. It's different up here. Up here in Orange County is different from the city. I'm 2 hours from the city, but you know how it is over there in Poughkeepsie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go up there, but even that is different from over here. You know what I mean? Because over there, at least they got tall buildings. Over here is all houses. I feel like I live in LA at times. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that things happen, but I ain't getting no love. What I'm getting is the reality of how business is. I'm sorry. There's no more healthcare. There's more business. Bro, you're expected to meet 10 people a day in 7 hours. One way or another, they're gonna figure it out. Because if you don't figure it out, that COVID pay you've been collecting on, because that's what we're all working on now, is on a special budget. We're not getting the regular state budget. We're on a COVID pay budget. With that comes incentives. You make numbers, the criteria being met. You know what I'm saying? You gotta meet certain quotas, and of course that's all coming into to budgets and people getting little stipends, and by the end of each quarter get like a little $3,000 check. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I ain't knocking the hustle, but at the same time, you're pushing people to the point where they're spending less time with their family because they're scared that if they get backed up, they could go to jail. Like I could go to jail for not putting the right reports, and a patient could make a complaint, and then I gotta be sitting in a room full of some, black coats. You know what I'm saying? And they just sitting there looking at you with a serious look, like, and I'm like, yo, but you're not there. You don't see what kind of work we got. Yeah, well, you know what you was getting yourself into when you got into the job.
Wow.
But that's just the everyday life, because I thought it was just me, and I'm hearing it from people as well.
Because my lady was telling me, she was going through pretty much the same thing in her field when she working at. It's like, you want, you don't want to pay to get the amount, the right amount of staff. You know what I'm saying, to come in and do the work. So what ends up happening is that you overwork the staff that you already have to the point where they start breaking down and getting knick-knack injuries and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but on the real side though, it certain fields, like you were saying, how you could go to jail for if you do write up a bad report. You know what I'm saying? And even in certain fields, like, you know what I'm saying, it lack of staff, you don't want to pay the people to have the right amount of staff, that starts to affect the actual quality of service that you're supposed to be providing for the customers. You know what I'm saying? Or clients, whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? That diminishes their quality, their quality of service, because you can only do but so much, you know what I'm saying, as one individual. So, some people, over there hiring that. Go ahead. And also the firings, you know what I'm saying? Also the firings because of the vaccine mandate, you know what I'm saying? We had a discussion about that before too, you know what I'm saying? that was going to affect staff and the work environment. You know what I'm saying? So it puts a stress on a lot of industries. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different jobs. So
right now, the only business that's booming, but and it's also, burning out because it's taking people away from their families, is traveling nurses. They're paying these traveling nurses up to 200,000 a year, and that's with the flight, the hotel. But they're going from like New York to San Diego, and then up to Seattle, and then back to Wisconsin, all within 2 weeks.
But usually that's a private practice, right? You know what I'm saying? They going to select clients that chose them for the services. Everybody.
Oh no, that's the way. What you're saying is private practice for doctors, but what I'm saying for traveling nurses now, there are agencies that are doing that. They're giving them like a 10,000 sign-on bonus because of the COVID. All this stuff is because of COVID.
Oh, okay, I
Traveling
get it.
nurses
So they basically send them from place to place to place. Basically, if certain areas need like staff, and say for this facility, they send them over there and do some work. Okay, that's fresh. That's fly. Actually, if you like to travel.
Right, and then there's aside from that, you have guys that do billing and coding and training to all the healthcare facilities, and they're doing the same thing. They're getting the hazard pay because once you get on a plane, you could get COVID or go into the airport because of the interactions of everybody around the world. But then once you get to your destination, that's a whole different world, and then where are you going from there? What are you doing? What are your responsibilities? And it's they've been showing like reports, and people are starting to get depressed quickly. They're eating out all the time. They're out of their homes. Some people have up to 3 jobs, and they're running their cars down ragged to the point where they're having accidents because they're so stressed out they don't have time to do anything. And this is where self-love and care come in. What are you gonna do? If a 1-bedroom apartment, God knows how much is that. A 2-bedroom apartment's over 2,100. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And that's in the poorest congressional district in the entire country, the Bronx, where the base is 2,100 for a 1-bedroom. 2-bedroom. Over there by where the radio station is located right now, they're putting up those high rises. Those buildings were supposed to be for low to middle class income. Go there now. You got people that are paying $5,000, $6,000 a month, and they're high ceilings, and the whole building is glassed out right off the water, looking down the East River. It looks like what they did to Brooklyn and the Lower East Side. They justified it.
Right.
You see the little cafes opening up in that area, and I like what they're doing. I like the way it looks, but they're taking away from the people that have already been there. They never did a lottery, like they were supposed to. And if you're not making at least 60 to 70,000 income, you ain't gonna have it. What's going on, Joni Red? Love and Lust checking in. You already know. So, shout out to Love and Lust. They got a great show here on our Access Radio, doing big things. We're gonna get into some quick news and stuff. How the Democrats botched the fight over voting. Democrats told Americans over the last year that voter suppression was the biggest threat to democracy. Yes, it was clear that the far more immediate challenge is the potential for politicians to overturn election results after votes have been counted. Democrats and Republicans in Congress are now working to pass key reforms that will make election subversion harder. But more people involved in efforts to preserve democracy have grown alarmed for the past year as they watched Democrats tell their supporters that America's future was at stake if they did not pass the two doomed voting right bills. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, you try to push for something, it didn't go through. Now you cross the aisle and say, listen, if this dude comes back in, all voting is going to be suppressed. So let's work something out. So they're going to go with their party. There's a rat party. It's Republicans against Trump. They call themselves the rat party.
Okay.
I thought it was for Smith, but it's Republicans against Trump. And that's the people that are working with the Democrats. And they're going to come up with something along with the Supreme Court judges that does not allow the next president to overturn voter suppression. So that's our future, because if the next president comes in and decides to always overtake or put a presidential order in place, they don't need votes. They could just act like commander in chief is the person that makes all decisions, which is actually a dictator. But who are we to say, right?
Are we the citizens of
people
the country?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
so it is what it is, and hopefully everybody continues to be logical and know that voting is important. Don't go out and vote. Your vote is important. It may seem like it's not to you, but at the end of the day, once your social security number keeps coming up and it shows how much more you're involved, you'll be getting more options to do other things. That's what voting is all about.
We gonna get into another conversation about that voting shit. You know what I'm saying? Later on down the road, man. I didn't prepare for it now, but the thought just came across my mind when you just went there with the voting thing, and you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things.
Because I one time stood in front of a judge, and the judge said, you don't give up your right like voting. And I made the stupid mistake to say, I don't vote. The judge was gonna let me go off with a fine, double the fine once I said that. And say, there you go. That's why you need to vote. You saw what I just did there? You got to pay double. So if you vote, you could vote people like me out of office. So I won't do that to you. I was like, oh, and what was supposed to be a $65 turned out to be a $210 ticket, bro. Just because I said I don't vote.
That's pretty dirty, Your Honor.
Oh man, moving over to Your Honor, former New York City Mayor Mel de Blasio says he ain't running for Congress either. You know why?
Why?
Because nobody's gonna vote. When he went on his presidential run, in different states, people that ain't even know who the hell de Blasio was. And when you know that being the mayor of New York, the whole world knows you, right? Yeah. He noticed that only 23% of the nation found out. He found out only 23% of the nation knew who he was and what he represented. So that's why he says that, if I ran for president, nobody knew me. Why would I run for Congress? Right? Makes sense. Anyway, going around the world, equilibrium, sustainability, and international protected area of the moon. So today, welcome to Equilibrium. I like that movie. If you've never seen it, you should check it out. Yeah, it's all about like a futuristic. It's not Matrix, but it's futuristic and it's pretty dope. It's the guy from American Psycho. He played Batman as well. Anyway, welcome to Equilibrium, a newsletter that tracks the growing global battle over the future of sustainability. That's right, Equilibrium is a new newspaper that I subscribe to, and they tell things different from the Daily News or the New York Post, because we all know that the Daily News and New York Post have always been honest, right? They're not biased, right? Yeah. So, and that's an international group of astronomers are calling upon the United Nations to declare the far side of the moon's surface to be an international protected area, not for wildlife conservation, but for a future sanctuary of advanced radio telescopes, according to space.com. So that means over 1,130 miles that surround the smaller Daedalus crater is a unique place for us in the whole entire universe, said one of the stupid scientists, an Italian astronomer and mathematician who calls the new moon Farside Protection Permanent Committee, part of the International Academy of Astronomers and Aeronautics. So, let me get this straight. We can't fix world hunger. We can't provide food to Asia, Africa. We can't um, work together on placing an appropriate pipeline here in the United States in case you got to, instead, you want to take over indigenous people's land. All that can't be accomplished, but you can fucking go to the moon and get the farthest side and put a telescope there just so we can have communication and better internet access.
Motivations and priorities.
Right, bro? Just a second to think about that.
Motivations and priorities. Those that got the money to do that, that's what they're going to invest the money in.
Listen, it's an Air Force research initiative which already spent $7.5 million to head off the problem of lunar traffic jams. What? What? A potentially deadly hazard for the new generation of manned moon missions set to launch throughout now the 2020s in collaboration with the Air Force Research Laboratory and the University of Arizona and Russia. Okay. Aren't we about to go to war with Russia for what's going on in Ukraine? Secondly,
that's fly shit. That's light shit.
Right. And then a collaboration with the Air Force Research Laboratory and the University of Arizona are all going to space and putting satellites out there, and so that they can have communication on the farthest side of the moon, just so we can try to pick up things supposedly from other galaxies and stuff, right? But in actuality, what they're doing is they're taking this what is it, G5 nonsense that they don't want to try to approve, the phones, the cell phones, because it's going to give you cancer in the ears and all that. What is this going to do then? What is this going to do? This is just a setup for where the people want to stop
it would probably allow them to to monitor and to get feedback and communicate with things and objects up in the area. Apparently they know something, what I'm saying, or they wouldn't be going up there. You know what I'm saying? We've been dealing with space travel now for what, 50, 60 years. You know what I'm saying? Going out into orbit or whatever. And, these jobs in NASA and all these other little, these departments or whatever, they do years of study where every day, all day, they're so apparently there's something up there that they think is interesting to go out there and explore and put the money and all that other shit up there to go do. So, we can send the man up there to the moon and other planets so they could fuck more shit up,
Exactly. And I want to give a shout out.
I heard they had to do a cleaning up there, you know what I'm saying, because of the private companies that sends their own little shuttles and shit up into orbit or whatever have you not, like, and they leave their debris and all this other shit. So they have to send out cleanup crews and shit to clean up, you know what I'm saying, junk that's left. So already it's happening. Already.
We just had a comment that was just here from our good friend over at Love and Lust, who Al had a comment up here. and I think it was a Tupac quote. You know, they got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. Um, exactly. Got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. Exactly. And I appreciate that because that's one of the greatest things that Pac said. Because I used to listen to every lyric that Pac said from Digital Underground, right, with
Mm-hmm.
Humpty Dance and all of them. Because you know people don't know, who's gonna be a special light within a group. And I always knew when I was doing picking up crates for Heavy D, rest in peace. I would see Humpty, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
saw Pac, and Pac wasn't what he ended up being. You know what I'm saying? He was always a quiet dude. He was always observant. He always knew who to talk to. And seeing him from afar and seeing where he came from and where he got, that was crazy.
Yeah,
And
Pac
and the
came
fact
in.
that he would always have, yeah, he always had a composition book with him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Pac
Writing,
came
writing
around
on
in
the
a
paper.
very he came around in a very interesting time for hip hop and black culture, urban culture in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
There's a lot of stuff that was going on during that particular time, and truthfully, I hate you had to be there. You know what I'm saying? You know how people would you used to say like you had to be there to really understand like when you watch certain movies and certain lyrics is connected to certain things like shows and jokes and shit like that you had to be there to understand the vibe and how everything kind of like marketed and inspired off of each other and shit. And that was a pretty that was a nice little culture movement, you know what I'm saying, during that time period, the late '80s to the to the mid to late to the late '90s to the early 2000s actually. You know what I'm saying? Actually to the early
I
2000s.
I
That was
I
good.
see that as the golden years,
Yeah,
of hip hop and music. So,
yeah, because you
you
you you
know,
you saw the you see you saw the influences pretty much everywhere. You know what I'm saying? From TV shows to movies. You know what I'm saying? Talk show, you saw it everywhere. Like you know what I'm saying? It was a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It was vibe. It was different. You had to be there to actually understand that. Like
right, exactly, and I appreciate that because that was the best. All these guys that were on stage at the Super Bowl,
mhm.
they're from that era,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
and if they're
Outside of
four out of
Kendrick,
five were billionaires,
and Anderson Paak. But yeah,
and right, and Mary J. Blige, the rest of them were billionaires. All right, Snoop Dogg just acquired Death Row Records.
yeah. We was chopping it up about that a week ago. Yeah, that was a boss move. That was a boss move. I like that. I thought it was strange that it was in the hands of a toy company or some shit like that. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right, right.
shout out to Snoop for that. That was
And
a
then,
that was a real G move. That was a
yeah,
real G move.
absolutely.
I
And
like
shout out
that.
to Dre for taking the Super Bowl and bringing out the people he made the hits with,
Ah,
the
yeah,
real hits.
yeah.
Snoop, 50, Kendrick,
Everybody that was on the
Eminem.
stage, Eminem, everybody that was on the
Right.
stage.
Especially Mary J. People didn't even know Dre that produced a lot of Mary J's hits. You
Nah,
know what I'm
he
saying?
produced Family Affair. He
There
produced
you
Family
go.
Affair. The
You
joint,
know,
the joint, the joint she was rocking. That
so
was his joint.
you know, and then there were so many more people he could have brought on. There was so many more acts he could have brought on that helped him get to where he is. But the fact that he got to do it in LA, all right, Inglewood,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole mystique of it,
Mm-hmm.
because 4 out of 5 people on that stage were deep into the cannabis game, when in the hip hop era to what it is now. And the number one thing that I've heard people from Sunday to Monday is that a lot of people relapsed because of that performance. Whether there was an alcoholic or there was a pothead, and they wasn't smoking for years. And I'm talking about adults. There was like, yo, man, that took me back to a time where the golden years of hip hop. And I just sit there and listen. I'm like, okay, okay. And what do you mean by that? And they say, yo, that was such a fun time.
Yeah.
It was a fun,
Yeah.
it was a fun
Yeah.
time in America.
Yeah, man.
Everything was cool. Everybody had a job. Everybody had a job. Everybody was getting along.
Nah, 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 nah. Everybody wasn't getting along. Everybody didn't have a job. No, no days. Yeah, them days, 25,
I
30.
mean, a hustle. You're right. You're right. Everybody had a hustle.
Motherfuckers was getting, motherfuckers was getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? During them years, you know what I'm saying? Those are some wild times, man. Some wild times, man. Shit.
Was giving all these guys that are coming out now and coming on home now. The streets is what made these guys rich. Back in those days.
Yeah. And that's amazing that you did that you do have a lot of cats from that era and time that's coming home. Now it's like, oh damn, 30 years later and shit. Yeah. It's like that was
crazy, right? Guys that thought they would never see the light of day are actually coming back home and they don't understand any of this type of music. But when they saw that concert, and I'm talking about guys that were in church and everything, all right, they studied. And I was just looking at them and I was like, wow, it really had that much of an effect on you. And it was like, you don't understand. When I was younger, I was able to go wild. I was having fun. And it was like the late 80s into the 90s were great all the way till 99. After that, everything fell apart. I was like,
it ain't like that no more, man. It's like the energy shifted. It's different. Like it's a different energy. Like, and maybe because we older, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't, I try to stay away from them kind of spots these days and times, man. Put me in a jazz club. I'll sit out there, nice little quiet atmosphere. Me and the lady, you know what I'm saying, sipping on a nice little something, listening to some cool blues and jazz, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe I'm on right now. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the work that we do, you know what I'm saying, with the guys that we run with and what they do. But if I don't have to be out there in them functions in them areas, man, I'm not there.
That's what's up, and that's how it is because we're young. But then again, our era was different. It's not the same as these kids are growing up. These kids don't understand what it is to actually create.
These kids are no different than us when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? They
Actually, we're more innovative. We created games. We had manhunt. We had catching kids.
That was 5, 6, 7 years old. We wasn't playing manhunt at 12, 13, 14 years old. At least I wasn't. I wasn't.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
Over there on 180. If we was running with bottles and throwing it at them, if we couldn't catch you, we hit you with a rock or a bottle.
Right.
We play the real man.
Yeah.
But even with the music, it was different, and the dance and all. What happened is that they reinvented what we created. They've taken it to another level, which I appreciate when it comes to hip hop, and dance. But when it comes to just performances, it's like, hip hop didn't have to take a turn like that the way that it did. And it all started with that nonsense with the beef with the East Coast, West Coast, and then it transpired to North and South.
Nah, it was. Nah, I think a lot of it was marginal. I want to say a lot of it was lack of creativity. You know what I'm saying? And you know, because there was a lot of copycat shit going on back in them times too. You know what I'm saying? It was more or less like, okay, this guy sold this amount of units doing this over here, so I'm gonna try to do what they're doing over here. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it in my own little twist and turn. You know what I'm saying? But when the music started to go, because one of the things that I love the years between 80, 87 and 92, because you had the vast, especially when it came to hip hop, because you had a variety that you heard in places and spaces. You know what I'm saying? And that, to me, that was when it was probably its most innovative. You know what I'm saying? Because everything else after that been pretty much of a knockoff from that era in time. If you really want to keep it 1,000, you know what I'm saying? Just you know, because I mean, you know what I'm saying, once NWA broke way with what they were doing, you know what I'm saying, then you started seeing and hearing more and more and more cats trying to emulate and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and it was cool. It was cool to have, it was cool to have the mixtures of the brand Nubians and the Tribe Called Quest and the Heavy D's, like you mentioned Heavy D earlier, and the Eric B and Rakim. It's like the flavors was different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had something unique that they brought to the thing that made the music and made the sound fresh. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it was kind of cool to be different. You know what I'm saying? It was the thing to be different. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, this one's making a hit doing auto tune, so now everybody's doing auto tune. You know what I'm saying? They got 808s bumping up real hard in all their records, so now you got to have 808s bumping all through their records. So, you know, but it's nothing different than what's been going on for the last 30 years.
Shout out to Tyrone Green once again. Speaking to you.
Yes, sir.
We're going to check in. That's what's up. So yeah, basically that's what it is, and you know, the music industry, the entertainment, politics, and you know, we got one last thing to do before commercial break, and that is the weather. So right now it's 57 was the high, going into Thursday. That's what it's saying right now is climbing up. Right, with 43, 57 is going to be the high from overnight until tomorrow in the city. With a low of 43. It's going to be another spring day tomorrow. And then Friday is going to be 57 again with a low of 27. And Saturday is going to be 43 with a low of 25. But Friday and Saturday are going to be extremely windy. So it may be warm, but it's going to be windy.
Oh no, that's to get you sick forecast right there, boy. That's to get you real fucked up and sick forecast right there.
Sunday partly sunny with a high 37 and a low 21. Monday is the only day that the sun is completely out with a high 52 or low 30. Tuesday is a 60% chance of rain with a high 55, low 41. And then we got Wednesday again, 55, 39. Thursday, 40% rain. So all the way from Tuesday to Thursday, 60 to 40% rain, but it's going to be anywhere from 55 to 41 degrees with a medium of about 47 degrees. And Friday again, 41. So it looks like, I don't know what it is, but it looks like this winter is weird. It's looking like it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer. And when it gets cold, it gets really cold.
Yeah, don't let the smooth taste fool you. It's going to get cold again. It's going to get cold again.
Well, so ladies and gentlemen, don't think that because it's warm that you can go outside and play ball like I saw last week. It was only 60 degrees and people were outside in short. And I was just amazed. I took a drive down through the LES all the way down to Houston Street, and it was unbelievable. It was what was it? Friday evening, and it was about 9:30 to 10 o'clock. I just decided to take a drive around the city. You know what I'm saying? Because I got down there a little late, and when I got there, I was like, "What the hell is this? People playing without shirts." It was like Alphabet City is bugging out. What is going on down here? And people were running, jogging, and it was already getting cold overnight. But they felt that it was more than 2 degrees, so it was summer.
Well, see, that's the thing, man. When you go through them cold stretches, man, you can't wait for the sun to come out. When that bitch come out, boy, you out there damn near naked, and it's only 45. You know what I'm saying? But if to you after being in negative, you know what I'm saying, -2, you know what I'm saying, 40, 45 feel great.
That's how the people in Wisconsin be feeling, I heard. My brother moved from Puerto Rico at the age of 54. He's never been to the States, and he chose Wisconsin to live in. Okay? He sent me a picture the other day, and I said, "What are you doing in Wisconsin?" He was like, a lot of people left Puerto Rico, and they went to places like Kentucky, Alabama, the Carolinas, and Omaha. And
I tell you what, I bet you the sceneries are fucking majestic, you know what I'm saying, especially in the spring and summertime.
Over in those parts of Middle America and all that. Yeah. I don't doubt that, but the fact of the matter is that when we have like 5 degrees here and freezing weather, they got -35.
Yeah.
And the snow is about 10 feet high.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know if we really want to deal with that.
Nah, man. I was just telling my babe the other day, man. I don't have no use for the cold after New Year's Eve. Actually, after Christmas. Except for that, I like to look at the ball dropping here in New York. You know what I'm saying, on New Year's Day. But after that, I have no use for the cold. I'd rather be down south.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm right there with you. So we're gonna go to a short commercial break, but commercial break that we have are our feature artists on our Access page.
Okay.
Of course, we got our great friend and contributor, Bishop Mob, who is been so generous with us, and he's providing us material, and along with our promotion and all, he's getting love from interviews with 105.1. All right, so shout out to Bishop Mob on that, and they're going down to Texas to perform on the South by Southwest. What up, Wiz?
What up?
Him, Kalesa from Canada, a couple of people from NY. So he's got a cap that goes all the way around. Bishop is doing big things, and he's working with us at Access Radio and X-Tremitiez ENT, you and I. We promote his videos. Done it a couple of times on the Instagram, and people could just go on the Access website where Bishop is one of the feature artists. And another feature artist we have is straight from the fams, our fams, where you got a little role right quick on a documentary that's soon to be coming out. Miguel and John Q, the fam, John Q's son EQ, we got his video rocking, and lo and behold, his video has been rocking more numbers.
That's dope.
Because they rocking out with people like Romel Santos and Aventura, opening up for them in Miami and all that. Aventura just finished their last shows as a group once again, and then everybody broke up individually. And I didn't even know that these guys were from the Bronx, and they were half Puerto Rican, half Mexican, and they were the first bachata group or salsa, whatever, but sell out in Italy. in that first time that anyone ever sold 80 million copies worldwide in Italy alone.
Nice.
It's like, wow, they didn't even do that in the United States. And that's how they rose to stardom. And Miguel and John Q, the fams, they would always be there because they're family. And then EQ is a product of John Q. So EQ's video is rocking on our Access Radio, along with other artists that are there too. And we want to continue to have more artists be featured on our website. And the way they could do that is just by contributing their videos to our Access Radio, Al Williams, or Davon Franklin, Jose Rivera. We will all review the videos. It has to be MP4 format, and then we'll talk business, because this is a business at the end of the day. And thank you to Bishop, EQ, the fams, everybody, Bishop Mob, for your contribution and donations. And if you ever want to make a donation, there's a tab right on the iAccess website, right underneath our show. You can press the tab and donate right there and send your videos for review. And if it's appropriate enough for the world to see, and we think that you deserve an interview, and we'll provide you with the platform. Your numbers could be in the low hundreds, and I guarantee you by the end of the week, it's going to be in the high thousands. I mean, look at our brother, Master MC. He debuted this video with us, right, Davon?
Ooh.
And Master MC.
Okay.
We were the ones that debuted his video. The number one click was from us. Look at the number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we do. We provide the platform, and we provide good business. So if anybody's interested on interviews in person or remote, as you see us doing now, let us know. We'll hook you up. Only on the Extreme ENT talk show on our Access Radio. Davon Franklin.
Jose Rivera.
We'll be in a few. Let's go, Big Al.
This is On the Map Media.
Yeah, man. I thought I'd go ahead and get you all a little sneak, little 16 joint, you know what I mean? See where I'm coming from. Alright? My lyrical poetry flow crisp and stay phenomenal. Where others water down and follow trends, there's nothing I would do. But I understand this culture's reaching for acceptance. But the music that they subject you nowadays, I can't respect. What happened that have the substance, lyrics that had a message, bars linked with the hook coming together, creating the essence. Most cats ain't even rapping no more. They rather chanting the track or ramble of words in no direction at all. I'm appalled by the lack of respect, cause nowadays it's rare to find talent with trash collecting the check. I guess that's why I stay indie instead of being the clone. Having full creativity and keep it moving along. Try to educate these ones anytime that they seek it. Give a history lesson of the 5 elements just like a teacher. I'm on the center like a quarterback. Calling misdirection cause I'm going in for the win. Hip hop, they getting our corner back. I'm not just spitting, I'm just stating facts. A true student to the game that's been lost. It's time to bring it back. My passion is never ending, you can tell when I write. With infinite versatility, grinding and gaining strike. Still in the trenches till my mission's completed to get it right. Just be the realest shit you heard in your life. What? It's be the realest shit you heard in your life. That's right.
Now at 11, we're following breaking news. A rap star on the rise killed during a violent home invasion in the Hollywood Hills this morning. The music world is in shock as police search for the shooter. Welcome to CBS 2 News at 11 and streaming on CBS in Los Angeles. I'm DeMarco Morgan.
And I'm Jasmine Veal in for Suzanne Marquez. Pop Smoke was known by some of the...
Gotta watch your back out here, niggas be strapped out here. Keep on moving and I never trust a soul. If you are my bro, then be my bro, don't switch the code. I'm tryna have that one in the front with 6 souls. That's real goals, gotta stay low and move cautious. Pray to God that he got me through the darkness. Tryna be a lot to see mansions and move cautious. I'm talking big money, investors and endorsements. When I think about my niggas dying, yeah, I get nauseous. Said I'm done with taking losses. They don't know how much it costs us. Tryna be your bosses. CEO up
Now
in
we
that
got
office.
breaking
You
news
can get the
overnight.
money, but nobody
Grammy-nominated rapper Nipsey Hussle shot and killed outside the
These are some of the things that come with getting dough. Nigga gotta lay low, the niggas they gon' try you. You can get the money, but nobody gotta know. The others they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting dough. Nigga gotta lay low, the niggas they gon' try you. Eyes wide.
And now, a deadly ambush in broad daylight.
He was approached by two.
Trying to catch me from the blind side. Trying to catch me from beef. I'm treating it like Five Guys. Gotta cook all lights, bitches prime time. Yeah, hey, flexing up that end zone, dancing up the feel of that intro, going off that endo. I'm gifting extendo. Don't know what I've been through around here. Since a youngin' bitch, I've been grown out here. Demons they hunting out here. That's why I gotta keep it tough with me. Fuck niggas trying fuck with me. Yeah, black sheep ain't no luck with me. Pill ain't a thing called pills. Put it up. You get the money, but nobody gotta know. The haters they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting dough. Nigga gotta lay low, the niggas they gon' try you. You can get the money, but nobody gotta know. The haters they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting dough. Nigga gotta lay low, the niggas they gon' try you.
Man, it's a cold world. My man just died, just had a baby girl. Joy turned to sadness, these niggas ain't earth. Hating they blood, these niggas ain't real. Make me wanna grab the steel. Gotta watch your back cause they be creeping. These niggas be hating for no reason. I'ma be the nigga, end up squeezing. No, I'm watching and I pre
You can get the money, but nobody gotta know. The haters they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting dough. Nigga gotta lay low, the niggas they gon' try you. You can get the money, but nobody gotta know. The haters they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting dough. Nigga gotta lay low, the niggas they gon' try you.
That one too. Real spit, actually. I like most of the art.
Thing is, like, if you have too much fucking ice cream, you're not gonna want any more ice cream. If you have too much of me, you're not gonna want too much of me. You have too much of Steve.
Economics is the answer. Empowering people economically is how you really impact. But I don't know if it's about dropping a bag of money in the hood. I think it's
By
about
plan, I just mean it's God's plan. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not like I'm overthinking. You know what I'm saying? When I'm thinking, it's just happening.
And you having fun at the same
time. And we just doing it. You know what I'm trying to say? It's our life.
Montezuma, better go and get it, man, ain't no kidding, man, feeling like a million, yeah, bitch, I'm an Aztec, feeling fantastic, damn, with a mashup, better go and blast off, that's what an ass up, yeah, riding through the city, ladies love the fellas, fellas love the ladies, riding through the city, ladies love the fellas, fellas love the ladies, riding through the city, and my dame was with me, put your hands out in the air if you living with me. Ladies love the fellas, fellas love the ladies. Riding through the city, riding through the city. Got my family with me, and we getting turned up, we be getting shifty. Riding with my day ones really fucking with me. It's a blessing, gotta love it, Lord and bless me, yeah. Chillin' with the homies and we be vibing out. We don't get to live again, we gon' max it out. Now I get to see things that I couldn't see. Now I get to be the things I dream to be. Let's hit the avenue, boulevard, or the pier. Keep the good times rolling, we alive, we are here. Riding through the city, Hands out in the air when riding through the city, yeah. Riding through the city, Ladies love the fellas, fellas love the ladies. Riding through the city, Ladies love the fellas, fellas love the ladies. Riding through the city and my dame was with me. Put your hands out in the air cause we alive right now. Ladies love the fellas, come and hit my town. Riding through the city now. Riding through the city, yeah. Ladies love the fellas and my dame was with me. Drop top is delirious. I'm going in just like Fast and Furious. Damn, in a minute, some spit like this. Running up the rubber with my words real quick. Take the time with the curves. Shifting the gear like Tokyo Drift. Damn, been a minute since it felt like this. Going ape shit in my spaceship, Riding through my city with a vibe like this. Damn, feel good to give a vibe like this, Hey, I am the best since Chance and Kanye. Best about to shine since Juice and MJ. Riding through the city just to feel alive. The best is yet to come, is coming out the shine. Whoa! Riding through the city. Ladies love the fellas, fellas love the ladies. Riding through the city. Ladies love the fellas, hold up, bring it back one time. Riding through the city, and my day one's with me. Put your hands out in the air if you living with me. Ladies love the fellas, fellas love the ladies. Riding through the city, whoa!
Creo que quiero sorprender a la novia mía con algo bonito.
Más o menos con qué.
Todavía no sé.
Tengo idea.
Acompáñame a llegar hasta el cielo, a sentarnos en una nube a conversar, que cada rayo de sol alumbre tu mirar, para ver en tus ojos eso que me hace volar, oh, wow. Dame un pedacito de amor, colócalo en mi alma, ven y llena este vacío, por favor. Un pedacito de amor, devuélveme las alas y caminemos de la mano junto a Dios. Oh, oh. Hoy vivo un nuevo amanecer por una hermosa mujer que ha cambiado mis mañanas. Tú casi todo florecer, has penetrado mi piel, has revivido las ganas. Ven, respiremos el aire que lleva amor como aroma y revivió mi esperanza. Basta con solo mirarte o tan siquiera abrazarte para saber qué me pasa. Un pedacito de amor, colócalo en mi alma, ven y llena este vacío, por favor. Un pedacito de amor, devuélveme las alas y caminemos de la mano junto a Dios. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. ¿Cómo hacer sin ti, si nada de esto es igual? ¿Cómo hacer para vivir con este amor terrenal? Yo sigo loco esperando, tú solo dime hasta cuándo. Seguiré buscándote. Acompáñame a llegar hasta el cielo. Dame un pedacito de amor, colócalo en mi alma, ven y llena este vacío, por favor. Un pedacito de amor, devuélveme las alas y caminemos de la mano junto a Dios. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Juan, que la diferencia tú sabes. A&X al cover, Stereo Sun Entertainment. Oh yes, Team Monkey Entertainment, man.
Yeah. going to battle.
I love Chris Rich.
Yeah, I'm going to battle. Just me and my shadow. Play on my demons, carry the demons, smoking gelato. Play on my time, not on my watch. Word of Movado. Demon low, yeah. All them hollows gon' follow. I'm going to battle. Just me and my shadow. Play on my demons, carry the demons, smoking gelato. Play on my time, not on my watch. Word of Movado. Demon low, yeah. All them hollows gon' follow. Aim for the stars. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Aim for the stars. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Aim for the stars. Yeah. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Yeah. Putting pressure, none more, nigga, none lesser. 9 Ninas all on the dresser. Ain't a killer, but don't test it. Hold on, demon. Got the drop, the town hot. You ride around in the big drop, the big body while your man's plot. It be your homies from the sandbox. Explains why your man's not. Pussy nigga got your man's locked. Yeah. My ex-bitch wanna get up. She still fuck with that nigga. And I ain't stupid, it's a setup. So both of them got wet up. I'm going to battle. Just me and my shadow. Play on my demons, carry the demons, smoking gelato. Play on my time, not on my watch. Word of Movado. Demon low, yeah. All them hollows gon' follow. I'm going to battle. Just me and my shadow. Play on my demons, carry the demons, smoking gelato. Play on my time, not on my watch. Word of Movado. Demon low, yeah. All them hollows gon' follow. Aim for the stars. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Aim for the stars. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Aim for the stars. Yeah. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Yeah. This one a daddy. I'm back and I'm ready. Whipping a Chevy, trap out the telly, strapping the deli. Your bitch a 10, okay. My bitch a 20. Steady. You gotta aim steady. Leave his face in spaghetti. Demons on me, I'm ready. Feel like Nas up in belly. Ain't shit you could tell me. Never. Demon. Big dog and I'm leaning. Big drip, Aquafina. Shorty 5, so I steam him. I'm going to battle. Just me and my shadow. Play on my demons, carry the demons, smoking gelato. Play on my time, not on my watch. Word of Movado. Demon low, yeah. All them hollows gon' follow. I'm going to battle. Just me and my shadow. Play on my demons, carry the demons, smoking gelato. Play on my time, not on my watch. Word of Movado. Demon low, yeah. All them hollows gon' follow. Aim for the stars. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Aim for the stars. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Aim for the stars. Yeah. Hit a op, then applaud. Hit a op, then applaud. Yeah.
You know, let's go.
Yes, sir. I got my juice.
Yes, sir, Mikey boy.
Yeah, man.
That's the video.
They got my juices flowing. Word of Movado. I'm going to battle with me and my shadow. That's my dude. Shout out to Mike Voice, man. Shout out to Mike Voice, though. Yeah.
We gotta get up and go out to Queens one night, go see what that's working with over there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because those Colombians out there, they be doing it up big. You know, speaking about that, we got an event base out that we want to use, and they continue to hit me up for us to go over there, but this COVID situation keeps interfering. You know?
Yeah.
So once we get a steady, timeline where we can be able to actually hold an event, that space holds up to 700 people, and you and I both seen it. It's 2 stages and it's got about 40 tables, and that's all I'm gonna say because it's gonna be something different. something different, and you know, we're gonna do it a little big when the time is right. But
Yes,
aside from
sir.
that, um, you know, we got a lot of things going on. The new website has got me excited,
All right.
and I'm happy that it's got the new look. Our Access Radio looks pretty dope, man. So if anybody ever wants to leave some information there or contribute in any way or donate, be sure to just go directly to the site and let them know that Extremities ENT sent you, and you know, have your music displayed there. Of course, we'll be receiving some emails. I already sent me and Davon an email on the artist that we're gonna reach out to. She appears to be doing some good things for her career, so we're gonna check her out, see what it's about, give her the promote, and you know, let everybody know what it is when we promote them worldwide. Right, Davon?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So, and anything, you know, you gotta put your 110%, because if you just go soft on things, then expect that you're gonna have any real results. You know, putting together a project is not just for, you know, a hobby. Hopefully, you're thinking further beyond that, that your hobby could turn into a business. I mean, because if you just plan to rap just to have, then that's just what you're gonna get. Get none from having fun. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I like to make money. I like my boys to make money. So it ain't my fun. It ain't no fun if my homie can't have none. So we a team. Devon and I DJ. You know what I'm saying? In this music thing. You know what I'm saying? And Devon actually is a DJ too, and people don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? And I dip and dab in the DJ scene whenever I get a chance, but I'm more like, I like to be in the forefront and be like an artist, you know, out there on the MC, because when I when I'm out there, it's like something different comes over me, and they I can recognize that. And he's got a lot of ideas that we're gonna be working on soon, and we got some good stuff coming up. Stay
Yes,
tuned
sir.
for it. We're working on a little series. Not gonna tell you what type of series it is, but we're working on a series where it's gonna have episodes and all. And we got our boy Vagabond June that's gonna be working on some stuff so as well. You know what I mean? We
Sir.
got
Yes,
some great
sir.
stuff. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Be
sir.
on the lookout for the DJ Animaniacs coming out. You know what I'm saying? June is already looking good on that. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Animaniacs. That's right. Word up.
Yeah.
It's all about the day in the life in an animated world of D and J.
Right. Right.
All right.
Right. Right.
So we also got some new projects coming out with some other artists. Davon is coming out on the Fam's documentary film. You actually went out there and you did a shoot, right? You did
Yeah,
a
man.
little part and all that.
Yeah. Shout out to them fellas, man. That shit was cool. It was a dope look. You know, I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was a quick, brief in and out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was dope. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? Love the
All right.
hospitality and
So
love the hospitality and the whole 9 yards, man. So yeah, it's definitely a good look. It's cool. Hope looking forward to doing some more work with everybody. So yeah, and that's the thing. That's
all
the move.
right.
You know.
You already know. Shout out to Coney Brooks. Coney Brooks got a book out.
Ah,
Now,
okay.
whenever you hear the intro of this song, whenever
Shout
you
out
hear the
Cody
intro
Brooks.
for this show, that's Coney. You
Yeah.
know, he's always been showing love, and he actually has a book that's out, and it's about his come up.
Okay.
And you know, I appreciate him because from my old hood, and I actually grew up with his family members, his elder generation, and you know, they were like the Wu Tang of the Bronx. Joseph
Okay.
Hall. It was like 30 dudes back in the day. They were getting it. They were getting it. and it's over there on 17th Street off Southern Boulevard
Okay.
in Marmion. It's like a triangle building, and everybody was family there. And whenever something popped off, they all came out. So shout out to Coney Brooks for keeping Joseph Hall alive and representing the Bronx and doing big things in film and interviews. He actually traveled down south to do the art of rap, the artistry. He actually has a book out, so we could always call on him, and he always comes out for like any type of events, community events, and all. That's the difference between him and many other artists. Other artists think that once they get to a certain plateau that they can't get back. So shout out to him on that.
Right.
And he works for the Board of Ed. This is something to acknowledge. Another artist, Master MC, shout out to him in Connecticut. His numbers are always staying up, and for representing out there, but for also being a great dad and a wonderful son to his mom.
Okay.
That's another person that is real humane, and he still has his job. So he's still paying taxes and all, and he contributes, and whatever he makes, he puts back into himself. That's the difference between a lot of artists. They don't invest back to themselves. What advantages do people have when they do that, David?
When they invest in themselves, yeah, shit. You invest in yourself, you'll be able to pay for studio time. You invest in yourself, you'll be able to pay to get into showcases and get into meet and greet networking functions that actually get in line with industry folks that can actually put you in position, or at least lead you down the path to put you in position. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, investing in yourself, get you radio spins, investing in yourself and get you videos. You know what I'm saying? It may cost you a couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying? But if you believe in your talent and you're really trying to succeed in the game, in the business, yeah, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? For real.
And just like investing in yourself, it looks like the Brooklyn Nets have de-invested in James Harden. And James Harden was picked up because of Kyrie. The deadline went out as soon as yesterday, and already Kyrie Irving was expressing that now he may take the vaccine. So there's something that doesn't fit, man. He says, I'll take the vaccine. I'll consider taking the vaccine now, but after James Harden is gone. So that sounded like an ultimatum.
I didn't hear that. Shit, that's new.
And
but I tell you what though. I tell you what, from a basketball perspective though, I think the Nets won out in that trade though. You know what I'm saying? I think the Nets got the better of that trade because of the positions that were filled and the needs that were met, you know what I'm saying, by the pieces that they got in the trade. I mean, Ben Simmons is dope, but they got Andre Drummond. And you see what he did last night, you know what I'm saying? How he balled out for him the other night. So, and then Steph Curry, you know what I'm saying? That's perimeter shooting. That's all around playmaking. So, yeah, now I feel they're going to be championship contenders. I wasn't feeling that way when it was just, everybody riding with the, KD, Harden, Kyrie, LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin situation. No, you know what I'm saying? Now they got somebody that can actually, hold that paint down when Giannis come in there to dominate and Bogart. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can actually meet him at the rim. You know what I'm saying? So now you may, possibly get yourself a chip this year. So, shout out to the Brooklyn Nets.
Absolutely. They got rid of James Harden. James Harden was in the gym already with Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I mean James Harden's still a dope player. Him and Joel Embiid's gonna be, pretty formidable together. And they also got what's my man Paul Millsap in the deal. So and he was all he wanted was some minutes. So I think he'll be able to fill a need for them as well. So the X factors and the people are not really talking about, though. That's the shit that you really should be looking out for when it comes down to those kind of trades. I think they're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? But I still think that the Nets got better because they have more depth. You know what I'm saying? Their bench play is gonna make them more of a contender as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season plays out.
Yeah, there's a meme going around on Steph Curry already, and in Brooklyn Nets jersey. He was on a fast break. They threw him a pass. Instead of taking the regular 2-step layup, he took 4 steps. Then the whole Nets bench emptied, asking the referee why. And then they put it on the big screen on top. Everybody has seen that back down quietly. He took 4 steps.
He ain't the only one. He ain't the only one that did that shit. You know what I'm saying? They've been letting them guys get away with all kinds of shit that's not in the rule books. I watched Luka Doncic jump in the air and then go straight to the damn bucket. I'm like, is that not travel, homie? Ref standing right there, did not blow his whistle one bit. He was just enjoying the play. You know what I'm saying? Like, they fans, they're not there to do the job. They're there to watch the front end competition. You didn't see that. You didn't say he just jumped up off in the air with both feet and then took a step to the hole. That was traveling going up in the air, and it was traveling going to the hole. But okay. So yeah, they would. We didn't see LeBron go take 5 steps to the damn rack and dunk and not get a call. So yeah, it is what it is.
And speaking of Ron and Ohio rather, and Cincinnati, guess who went to a concert right after the Super Bowl? Joe Burrow. He was on stage with Kid Cudi. All right. Now, the reason why he was on stage with Kid Cudi is because he already had planned it before and he kept his word. Although he was upset in the back of the stage and he was bopping to Kid Cudi, you have people like Skip Bayless, out of all people, making fun of Joe Burrow, saying, yo, what is he doing back there? He looks just like a white guy with his hands in his pocket, bopping back and forth to hip hop. And then Shannon came to Joe Burrow's back and he says, come on, man, leave Joe Burrow alone. At least he kept his word and he went and gave Kid Cudi, a little love, like he said.
Those are 2 Ohio kids, though. I think Cudi's from Ohio, as well as Joe Burrow. So, we went to the Super Bowl with the Cincinnati Bengals. That's that hometown love, I suppose. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They went to school together, so people didn't understand why he was in the concert at all. But
that's even better.
Yeah, and he's like, yo, but you lost. Why are you celebrating? The whole team went home on a plane upset, and he was like, yo, but I kept my word. And that's the sign.
What? Nobody expected them to get to the damn Super Bowl. Yeah, so what? You lost. You played a good game. You lost. Okay, cool. Go enjoy yourself. You still got paid. You still got paid. Shit. Go enjoy your summer. Enjoy your vacation time off. Heal up, rest up, soak up some game. Come back next year, make another run at it.
Talking about making another run at it, when everybody was looking for feedback from the GOAT himself, who retired, they couldn't find him because he was in Costa Rica with Giselle. That's right. No kids or nothing. Tom Brady, while the Super Bowl was going on, was in Costa Rica. He didn't even review the game or send any messages or anything. He just stood away and hid.
He ain't in it. Why should
Right.
he? Why should he?
So,
This hurts time. This hurts time.
Before the Super Bowl was even over, you had Gronk going on and saying that just like he came back, don't count Brady out that he just may come back from retirement, just like Brady made Gronk come out of retirement. I don't know how true it is, but expect that he may possibly come back just to fill that last finger and have all 8 fingers with rings. But that's not gonna happen because
just hang it up. Well, I'm not gonna say hang it up. If you do what you feel. You know what I'm saying? But them hits are nasty, boy, and then it takes a nasty one. You know what I'm saying? You got off the field with everything intact, everything kind of cool. You know. Sometimes you roll the dice once too often, and snake eyes.
Absolutely. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, Aaron Rodgers is about to see the biggest double increase in quarterback history for payday. Not because he's a 4-time MVP, but that he's on a team that made it to the championship back-to-back years. So the coach is going to get a stipend and millions of dollars. The first youngest coach ever to make it back-to-back years within the first 4 years of coaching a football team. Made history, but that he'll be doing it with Aaron Rodgers, as it will be announced on the undisclosed amount somewhere, that it will take probably salaries from any upcoming drafts, but they're saying it's worth it just to keep him the future GOAT, because they would expect him to break records. Not as many as Tom Brady, but enough to put the Packers quarterback in a high standard. I don't know, man. I just think that he's down to earth, and if he gets that money, he deserves it. If he doesn't deserve it, then don't give it to him. But if he really was going to leave, he would have by now. So he really doesn't want to leave. So all that gossip that Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless and Shannon was spitting, he's just upset because he still was able to get the MVP over Tom Brady.
Man, I don't know what it is about them damn Green Bay Packer quarterbacks, man. And that you already you a Packer fan, so you already know where I'm getting ready to go with it.
So from the first Super Bowl, the Ice Bowl, and then you know who took him there? You know why I love the people ask me, how are you from the Bronx and you love the Packers? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's your answer. Whenever you come to the Bronx, go by Botanical Garden or Fordham University. You're going to see a name on there, and it's called Vince Lombardi. Now, in the NFL, there is a Lombardi Trophy, which is named after Vince Lombardi. Now, Vince Lombardi was the first coach in school history to create the pass, shoot theory. Because before that, basketball, they were pass, shoot, pass, shoot. He cut it down to the pass, shoot theory and dribbling, right? And playing defense. Then they picked up his talents as a basketball coach and said, you know what? And you do the same thing for football. So what happened? The New York Giants picked him up. Okay. Now, this is a man that used to suffer from depression, and he was bipolar, but he was a man's man. One of those grungy old men with that fat that turned into mass and the old reptilian skin and a leatherhead type of dude, right? If you ever seen the Wonder Years, the guy that played the dad, that's what he was like, right? And then he taught at Fordham, right, along as being the coach with the Giants. But then they said, you know what? We no longer need the services. So then the Packers picked them up. When the Packers picked them up, they had the first Super Bowl against the Giants, and it was a payback. And then after that became the Ice Bowl. And then from there on, Vince Lombardi effect went throughout the whole planet, not just New York, not just the United States, throughout the whole planet on how to coach and logically with brutality. Okay, because there was coaches that were just like, kill him. And Vince Lombardi was like, yeah, kill him, with Gar and his fedora and all, and his detective coat. He was like, yeah, kill him, but at the same time, I want you to run around the side and you hit him while he's killing him, and I need you to run through that hole. And they was like, why? Because running backs and receivers used to run into the defenders. He was like, no, you got to stay away from them so that you could score. So there goes the theory of why I love the Green Bay Packers. It's because of Vince Lombardi, who, first and foremost, is born and raised in the Bronx. And Fordham University is named after Vince Lombardi. The gymnasium and the Lombardi Trophy is named after Vince Lombardi, a man who suffered from depression and bipolar, turned out to be a real success. So if that man could become really successful in a world that very hard back then with war and famine was much more than what it is now, then anything is possible. That's why I'm a cheesehead.
Okay.
Because it hits on so many levels, because people look at me and they're like, bro, it makes no sense. And I'm like, all right. And now I gave the story. Now you could get to think.
Oh no. I didn't have an issue with you being a Packers fan, but I noticed I noticed with the last with their last two quarterbacks, but you know, it's a. But it's okay. We spent enough time on that shit. I'm pretty sure you're gonna mention the Packers again another time, and for some Donna shit.
Huh? One last thing I'll mention is that people don't even know that Brett Favre is not an original Packer.
No,
Brett Favre is the original Atlanta Falcon.
Yeah, but Brett Favre was a bad motherfucker with that boy Sterling Sharp originally, man. And Sterling Sharp was a bad boy until he got hurt. The next shit, you know what I'm saying? Sterling was a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they ultimately ended up winning the.
Do you know that Sterling Sharp was the first person to hold the Triple Crown? I just learned that the other day. The first receiver to learn the Triple Crown was Sterling Sharp. Never won a Super Bowl, but he was the first.
He got hurt. You know what I'm saying? You know, when they doing their do, you know, he got hurt, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Sterling, I remember them. I definitely remember them. You know what I'm saying? That was a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? That he was definitely a bad boy.
Yeah. Wiz says, wow, I didn't know. Yeah, man. And then, that's what we do. We exchange information here, man. Just like I was telling somebody at my job yesterday, because I do addictions, right? And I told them something about Michael Jordan that people didn't even know. And they was like, what? Michael Jordan selling his Jordans? I said, no. If you ever want to know a success story about an addiction, but being someone who learned how to manage their recovery so that they don't lose everything, look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the biggest gambler. Michael Jordan he does substances. He drinks, he smokes, you know what I'm saying? And he had a big gambling problem. But if he can get through that and his recovery, then there's no excuse why no one else can. And that was my message to everyone. Someone so successful as a man that sells sneakers for $250 a pair, coming from a place in his life where gambling and substance use was heavy, right? And then having a friend like Dennis Rodman give him feedback and help him. People don't even know that. The last person you least expect, Dennis Rodman, to help Michael Jordan. Get out of here. Michael Jordan helped Dennis Rodman. That's what everybody was saying, right? But in fact, Dennis Rodman, who dealt with Madonna, okay? Who Madonna also dealt with Tupac. So Madonna knew the type of men she was dealing with because she dealt with men who were very artistic, but were very smart and articulate, and had a head on their shoulders to know that they didn't allow substance use or Hollywood or that limelight to destroy their life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tupac was just, it was just something different. You know what I'm saying? You and I with that know what that's about. But look at Dennis Rodman right now. His daughter is super famous. God bless her. She just became one of the top models or something like that.
Okay.
And is doing some great things. So, ladies and gentlemen, just because you see people who are along their path, don't judge them for what they are right now. You got to see where the work is. It's just like Devon and I. Devon and I didn't just start here. Devon and I started years ago, okay? And we put in the work in the streets. We put in the work on stage. We put in the work in different places and facets of life, and together. Like we've hosted events and whether it was violence, whether it was American Cancer Society, diabetes. We stood right next to AG from AG and Soulbiz as he was singing "Can I Get a Soul Clap," and it was all for diabetes. And shout out to Andre the Giant. You know what I mean? AG and digging in the crates, Puerto Rican flags up, and for putting all that stuff for the community, right, Davon?
Yeah.
So, we know how to put the work in. So don't think you're gonna see success overnight, and don't think that you won't have challenges you have to overcome. And take it from this man right here that's sitting right next to you on that screen. You see, that's where he's right next to me. That's my right hand man. You feel me? We go on the air. We give you information. We try to put a platform to you, and we give you our opinion on facts. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? 95% right. The other 5% is just for the margin of error. But we ain't BSing on these airwaves now, is we?
Yeah.
But aside from all that, just want to say being grateful for like we always said, next week Davon and I are gonna touch a lot on this, but want to give a great salute to all the heroes who have been here for us, set the path, currently setting new paths for future generations. Black History Month. We had some trendsetters. One person that comes to mind, rest in peace to Muhammad Ali. He wasn't just a boxer; he was a political figure. And when it was hard and difficult to walk in the streets, this man actually, was one of the major voices, along with Dr. King, Malcolm X, and many others that actually provided the path that is open now, which was very narrow back then. It was scary back then, and we're going back how many years? 50 years now, Davon?
60.
It's crazy that it's been 50, 60 years, right?
Almost 60.
And how the dramatic change has turned, right? What people thought could never happen. So, Davon, who's one of your heroes or someone you look up to?
My heroes, who I look up to, my dad, man. Actually, you know what I'm saying. My mom and dad, those are my heroes. So, knowing where we came from, you know what I'm saying, and decisions that were made and sacrifices that was made and moves that were done, and you know what I'm saying, to ensure the fact that me and my brothers came up, you know what I'm saying, in the best possible way that we could, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to the alternative, you know what I'm saying, those are my heroes, you know what I'm saying. So
that was perfectly said. Shout out to your parents for a great kid that turned out to be a good man.
Yeah, man. Because it's you know, a lot of times people, you know, we take for granted, you know what I'm saying, the you know certain things, you know what I'm saying, and I always like to look at the not, you know, what was not, but what could have, you know what I'm saying, in all realms, you know, all levels of understanding, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, like I said, you know, everything that I am, you know what I'm saying, right now, I owe, you know, a huge, large percentage of that from them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those are my heroes.
That's what's up. And we appreciate you giving your parents that shout out because it's not every day you hear uh, children giving their parents the love. But coming from what you're saying and knowing your come up where you lived and all, and the constant changes, you know, because it's not easy being a military child, is it?
Well, it's not. It's not just about, not just about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'll tell a quick little story or whatever. I originally come from School Street. You know what I'm saying? Yonkers, New York. I was born, you know, in St. John's Riverside Hospital. You know, um, moved to Highland Avenue when I was about 5. Went to started my school around from at the elementary school around the corner, which was PS 19. That school's now, you know, tore down. Um, but yeah, when I was 6, my pops joined the military. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the jobs in the area and shit was closing down, and you know what I'm saying, and he wanted to, you know, do something different. You know, he thought, you know, and they assured him that he would be able to bring his family along, so he joined up. So, you know, from there, you know what I'm saying, we went on our, you know, um adventure, yes, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? But for me, the reality, you know what I'm saying, really set in when I came back home from leaving his, you know, you know, duty or whatever, because he was still going, he was still in the service, and you know, came back home, you know, to New York, you know what I'm saying, and you know, you know, understanding had other decisions been made, you know what I'm saying, you know, you know, certain realities and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, you know, so I was forever grateful. You know what I'm saying? And when I joined the service, you know what I'm saying, I began to understand a lot of things about military life that I didn't really care to understand when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was funny. For me, it was, as a dependent, it was fun and games. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, we moved from place to place to place. And, you know, the most difficult part about moving place to place to place is having to move away from friends. You know what I'm saying? And people that you know, gather bonds with. And at that time, we didn't have, you know, technology and Facebook and all that other shit. So it was more or less like you had to, you know, you had to kind of like numb yourself, you know what I'm saying, to relationships, because you know that they're gonna be short lived. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it becomes more or less like until we meet again. You know what I'm saying? And it's off to the next flight. You know, but yeah, you know, and you know, me joining the service and being able to look at it from a soldier's point of view, as well as knowing it from a dependent's point of view, I became very appreciative of soldiers in general. You know what I'm saying? As well as, you know what I'm saying, my father, who made that decision to go into that life, you know what I'm saying? And you know, the many things, many people, and many, you know, relationships that I cross paths with over, you know, a long stint of time, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's that, you know, that's what that is, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what that is.
And that's a brief on DAVON Franklin. That's right. Next week we'll be hearing more from him. We're gonna go for one commercial break and then come back and close out. Oh, thank you. Eye-opening view. Thanks for sharing. There you go, DAVON. You see, people learn something new about us every day, brother. See, now they know a little something about you, a little something about me, but more about you and how you traveled the world and what inspired you to be, and that the fact that you honor your parents for giving you that life. We're gonna do one quick video, come back, close out, and let you know what's coming up next week. Only on the X-Tremitiez ENT Talk Show with DAVON Franklin,
Jose Rivera.
Be right back.
Hey, know the fuck it is. EQ. Who run it? Yo, just get me a blizzy or something. It's about to get lit, no frontin'. EQ been running up all of these checks, chasing these bands, racing through all of these hundreds. See me, I'm swerving the hums. I'm eating good, many Hondas. Nick Cannon the way I be drumming. EQ say stuntin', curving your bitch like it's nothing. See me, I'm swerving the foreign. EQ not boring, I'm flying designer. EQ always acting real proper. Your ex nigga still in the Honda. My goonies stay towing them choppers, make them removes and run up and pop ya. See me, I'm dressed up in Prada. Never been a fan of the drama. Who you think you ahead of, not us? The fam's in this bitch and we know we the shit. Yo, bitch pulling up, you know I gotta do her. Pass it to the bros like I'm passing the sick. Look at my neck and you know it's like 6. Bro with the flu, his flow so sick. Saucy my walk, just look at the drip. Bunches got the pole, he let it go quick. Bitches like what now? Niggas like what how? Like you supposed to stay down or something? Scoring these touchdowns, look at these buzz down. Call me the king like I'm Braun or something. Pull up in a lamb or something. Shoot the glizzy to the jam or something. Dance on your bitch like I'm Cameron son. She said she got 6 friends or something. Said they give a neck in the bands no front. If they smoking the grams or something. Put them in the coffin, little nigga not walking. Time to call the mans or something. Who running? Who running? Let me get it back. And they know me for shitting on everybody. EQ, I'm the one you stay hearing about. All I gotta make is one call of Brody's. Like 5-0, they come through and air it out. Got boy going crazy on 40s. On the block, Felly got 30. Got the good gas for a 20. Then I skied off in a hurry. And my sniper, he shoot it like Curry. EQ, I'm hitting the race. Rockin' V-Lone in a Wraith. They calling me Kiki the Great. I'm all about headlines. What is the deadline? EQ, I'm breaking the rules. I got me some triplets, got me some twinsies. Who I'ma pick on no clue. My road been bustin', or just stay clutching. Bro be like, shoot, I'm like who? EQ, I always been boo. VV's always been a pool. All fight all up on the sneaks. So I guess that means I'm bougie. If you see shorties at the O, those are all EQ groupies. And they naked in the koozies. My goonies stay towing them Uzis. EQ, I'm going up the perkies. I love it when bitches give slurpees. All I smoke is gas, you know my numbers hitting. We lifted. EQ one of a kind, you know the kid is different. I'm different. Niggas hating on me, but it's cool. Guess I got rich too soon. Guess I got rich too soon. Yeah. Guess I got rich too soon. Hey, EQ. Who run it? The fams. Who run it? The fams. Who run it? Man, you know who run it. The fams.
Hold on. Yes, sir. You know the vibes. It's your favorite Bronx nigga, man. EQ. Hey. Dressing all black like a ninja. With the smoke, Lord knows I'm a sinner. All this lean quarter body on my liver. I'm a hot-head, cold-blooded killer. Real street nigga in the hood with my white tee. When it come to beef, we don't...
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Y'all.
Yes. It's your boy EQ, huh?
Yes, sir. That's the bounce.
Right, my brother, man. Another week down in the count. I was watching on the website. We in 5 months, man. Well, I access radio. You know?
That's dope.
That's a big thing, man. Time has flown, and thank you to iAccess Radio for having us come on, and we look forward to many more. But it takes me back to that one time where we had people hitting us up from Ukraine, Japan, Puerto Rico, South America, Central America. You know, it's things like that, man. The emails for submissions. All right. Davon, give your email.
DAYRF13@gmail.com.
Say that one more time.
DAYRF13@gmail.com.
And you also have Rambo X180 RAMBOBX180 So that one right there, the DAYRF13@gmail, that's Davon. Then you have the RAMBOBX@yahoo.com. That's me. And of course, you have the radio station itself, where we could take submissions and you could get your stuff directly put on, which is, that's right, BRBDOE@gmail.com. Right? That's BRBDOE@gmail.com. So you got all three emails. You can submit. And like we said, you could just go on the website, and if you're really serious about your craft, press on the donate, and we don't ask for you to, we don't give a number on the donation. We just ask that you put it, and then once you do it, we'll take on the rest with the promotions. And you know, work with our Access Radio if you're to be considered as a feature artist on the website, as well as Davon Franklin and myself. We go and promote you. Great show. Thank you, Wiz. Shout out to every other show. Shout out to that's right, man. Shout out to our brother show coming up next, right after us, always from 8 to 9, Hood to Hood Radio, with Joey B and Nicole. You already know. They be having talented artists as well. You hit us up. We're all shows here. We got shows on the weekend. Shout out to you, Tyrone Green.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
we give
you,
politics, criminal justice, sports, criminal justice. You know, we do promotions for businesses as well. We also do events. We see events, and we have DJs, and we come out. We come out. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, Wiz. It's always a pleasure. Davon Franklin, it's always a pleasure being here with you. And happy Wednesday to each one of you. That's right. Tyrone Green is the gatekeeper behind enemy lines. That's right. The gatekeeper. So you already know, man. You know, happy Black History Month to each and every one of, you know, my brothers and sisters out there. And salute to each and every person doing something good for the world. If I learned something more today than I did yesterday, it wasn't wasted life. It wasn't a day wasted of life, rather. Davon?
Live love and love life, man. Take care of each other.
You already know. Catch us next week. Today was one of those days we took it easy. Shout out to our feature artist, EQ fans, and of course, Bishop Mob. They're doing great things. And if you want to be a feature artist, hit us up on their emails. You know, iAccess Radio, Davon Franklin, Jose Rivera, Big Al, thank you. And see you next week. Stay safe, love each other, and know that Black is beautiful. Only on.
Yo no sé ni cómo actuar si yo te vuelvo a ver. Me enamoré de ti inmensamente y no sé qué pensar.
No sé ni qué pensar.
Andar contigo y recorrer, besándonos sin miedo en la tempestad. No sé qué me ha pasado, quiero saber. Quiero una noche nada más. Quiero una noche nada más. Quiero una noche nada más.
vernos escondida en cualquier destino. Para mí ya es normal. Contigo aprendí que yo a tu lado las cosas son tan diferentes. Mi media mitad queda comprobado que nada nos pasa por suerte, no. Mi mano derecha es Cupido, tu corazón flecha me cumplimos. Primera etapa somos amigos y ahora te persigo. Y solo te pido que quiero una noche nada más. Si no te olvido y cada noche te espero. Vivo como niño escondido, he perdido amigos por culpa de este desespero. Me dicen que el que sabe amar en silencio también sabe extrañar. No sé si esta locura me pasan por necio, pero me llena con hablarte. Mi mano derecha Cupido, tu corazón flecha me cumplimos. Primera etapa somos amigos y ahora te persigo. Y solo te pido que quiero una noche nada más. 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 Quiero una noche. Damas y caballeros, otra sección resumida de parte de Juan, que la diferencia. Y estaba en colaboración con A&X, We Love Music, Stereo Shine Entertainment, Team Monkey Entertainment.